saying that you're a veteran at this, but just sometimes, can I tell you, just let them talk. Just let them speak blessings upon your life. Don't. You know, sometimes you're talking to folks who are veterans and you're telling them that, you know, God is going to control this. God is going to take care of this. And many times they're cut, oh, I know what God is going to do. But if you know what God is going to do, then why it don't show on your face? Because if you know what God is going to do, then sometimes you ought to be praising Him instead of pouting. I wish I had some help here. If you really know what God is going to do, then sometimes you need to be lifting Him up instead of having your head lifted down. Because if you really know what God is going to do, then you don't need an opportunity on a Sunday morning to give Him praise. You will find yourself praising Him all the time because you know God is able. So God sends that visitor during the night, and the visitor during the night tells him that it's going to be okay, it's going to be fine. Everybody on board the ship is going to survive. And then in the midst of that, the storm gets worse. And then when the storm gets worse, it talks about how God is He's directing the ship. And you got to understand and read the text, because the reason why the island, Militia, is being mentioned is because when you look at it on a geographical plane or geographical map, you will see that God was in control, because if the ship would have went maybe an inch in any other direction, it wouldn't have landed at the island. It would have busted up in the sea. I wish I had some help here. See, sometimes, God, I understand you in the midst of a storm, and I understand things are going on, but God is controlling you, because yes, it's going to be a bus up, but the bus up is going to be near where you can make it to land. I wish I had some help. God ain't going to allow you to lose it all at the sea. He's going to fix it so where when the bus up occurs, all you got to do is float to your next destination. Ain't God good? Because God ain't going to leave you desolate. He's going to bring you where life is near. God talks about that. That's why I tell you the name of the island. It's a place of prominence, because God shows that if He would have changed, if He would have moved any other direction, the ship would have busted up in the sea, and everybody on board the ship would have been lost at sea, because it would have been too far to reach the island. So now he's at the island now, and the Bible talks about how that there are people, and they call them barbarians, and that word barbarian is not the word that we use. When we talk about people that are barbarians, we talk about folks that are lower than us, folks that don't have any society skills, and people that are just barbaric, so to speak. But when he talks about these folks here in this text, he's talking about any folks or any nationality that did not speak Greek. So they're not barbarian because of their educational level. They're not barbarians because of their place in society. But they are considered to be barbaric because of the fact that there are not Greek speakers. And that's why the Bible says that even in the midst of them being non-Greek speakers, they still understood the language of love. Because it talks about how they now mix this grand fire, and they begin to prepare this fire so that these folks that have been at sea and they have floated into the island are now wet and cold because it's raining. Now look how bad it is. You think that you've survived the sea, but now you're cold and it's raining. You think that you survived one assignment, but it's cold and it's raining. But see, the problem that we get so depressed and disgusted when we go from one calamity to the other is because somebody has fooled themselves into thinking that the journey that you're on are in breaks. And you're depressed because you're thinking, now Lord, it's one storm after the other. No, it's the same storm. I wish I had some help here. You know, you talk about this one obstacle after, no, it's just one long obstacle. It's just in a different place.